former KCCI photojournalist who now calls LA home says the devastation is unsettling.
KCCI's Kayla James spoke with him not even 24 hours after he and his family had to make a decision on what to do. Kayla.
And Laura and Jolie, that's because Jeff Christian and his family live in Studio City. It's a neighborhood in Los Angeles. He tells me after what he's been seeing and with his kids in mind, he and his wife just didn't want to take any chances.
I think even people that have been fighting fires their entire lives have never seen something like this.
And with the concerns of the fires near Los Angeles continuing to spread, people living there are watching them closely.
It was sort of like, okay, maybe we don't need to evacuate right away.
Like former KCCI photojournalist Jeff Christian, who says only hours after thinking he and his family didn't need to evacuate yet, something changed.
Kind of looked at my wife and I said, I think we need to go, because if there are homes that are starting to burn around us, who's to say that ours wouldn't be next?
Christian, his wife and kids packed quickly Wednesday night and left for Palm Springs. A roughly 2-hour drive turned longer.
There was traffic up and down that as if it was rush hour on a Friday night.
The family is in Palm Springs now, like many others who chose to evacuate.
For those who had lost their homes, regardless of who they are and what they did, it's just devastating.
Devastating in a way Christian saw Wednesday. He says he was in the Palisades volunteering to work alongside other journalists, seeing people on the front lines.
People are exhausted. They're really tired. And I think not only law enforcement, firefighters, journalists, EMS, but all of these people are going to need relief. They're going to need help.
Just as the people who have lost everything by the fires.
I talked to a woman yesterday who had lost her home, and she was still there. I couldn't believe she was still there. And I think for her, it was still she was in shock. The house you grew up in is gone. The house that you made breakfast in that morning is gone. You know, the house you put your kids to bed is gone. It just breaks your heart.
Absolutely heartbreaking, Jeff had said. Now, he does tell us that his family, they are safe. They're at a hotel in Palm Springs, like others who evacuated. Laura?
Just so hard to see the shock of it all, as he mentioned.